everyone. I hope you all have had a beautiful week, and I welcome all of you to our weekly community of practice Sunday check-in session, a half hour of Dharma, reflection, and community connections. So if you are a new member of our community, please accept our wholehearted welcome to you. If you have any questions regarding our practices and topics, we are all here to help. So it is customary for people in Australia to begin any meetings by acknowledging the traditional owners of our land. So I would like to start today by acknowledging the Jawa people as the traditional owners of the land on which Nantian Institute resides. I also acknowledge the traditional custodians of the various lands on which you all are, and I pay my respects to the elders in the past, present, and emerging. So the check-in session has been developed by our communities of practice team and the entire community. The purpose of this session is to develop a reflective practice in response to changes. Guided by humanistic Buddhism, we would like to cultivate our practices and build memorable friendships. So last week, led by Katya, we found ways to cultivate courage to live in. Today, Katya will share with us regarding right speech as a wholehearted expression of Buddhist practice. So let's welcome Katya.
Yijun, thank you very much. And kind regards, dear friends. Kind greetings to everyone. Today we will talk, as Yijun mentioned, about the power of language in attaining peace and happiness for ourselves and others. Our thoughts and language are part and parcel of each other. If in our thoughts we diminish true nature of ourselves or others, it will show up in the choice of words or grammar. And the other way around, if our language is impure or negative, it will point to impure or negative thoughts. Therefore, paying attention to the very words we use and how we use them can purify our minds. And paying attention to our thoughts can purify our language. So today's check-in meditation, we will pay attention to the words that our thoughts form in our mind. I'm inviting you to close your eyes and finding a comfortable position. Checking with your posture, making sure that your back is straight, feeling your feet and legs contacting the surfaces on which you sit or stand. Relaxing your body, relaxing your forehead, your eyes, your jaw, the entire face. And letting your hands land where they need. And letting go of any tension in the body. Feeling relaxed, open, receptive. And starting now to connect to your breath as the air enters and exits your body. Noticing your chest and belly rise when we breathe in and fall when we breathe out. Truly connecting to the body as it breathes here and now. And staying with your breath for a few seconds here. And if thoughts are emerging, letting them pass like clouds through the sky of your awareness. But in doing so, directing your special attention today to one such cloud, one such thought. Noticing its weight. Is it heavy or light? Noticing its words. In whichever way it is coming up for you. Like a scientist, objectively observing the behavior of this thought. Perhaps noting the challenge of such observation. Simply noticing the thought and the language behind it. And in its time, letting this thought go, letting it pass. Focusing on the breath again. Now when it feels right, moving your fingers and toes. And in your time, opening your eyes with awareness of the experience of a deeper connection to our thoughts. Welcome back. In the crucial years of our formation, our language forms us as social beings. It is a great gift to feel that we belong with the cultures in which we were born or raised and learned to speak our languages. Yet, at some point of our adults' lives, we come to realize that there is a universal language of compassion, love, and awareness. And when we learn such language, we feel we belong with the entire humanity. And learning such language can take many forms. The grammar and semantics themselves, when carefully used, start shaping our relationship with ourselves and others. In preparing for today's session, I came across a research paper which analyzed the Venerable Saint Yun's speeches and booklets. The researcher found that Master profusely used the words of cautious language, such simple words as can, if, or will. Examples of the sentences with such words and the reference to the research are on the slide. So, for instance, the word can expressed openness to possibilities, and in using the word if frequently, Venerable Master presented a possible cause and effect while creating some room for uncertainty. And in using the word will, as in the sentence on the slide, Master shows the possibility of attaining enlightenment and invites the proposition that such outcome may vary from person to person. Such expression is subtle yet profound. We all know examples of forceful communication and overbearing language when the words must and when and should are used to press one's view or opinion onto others. We do not need to be writers or linguists to start paying attention to the way we speak. If a choice of simple words like can or if can give our listeners the opportunity to act more freely, the potential effect of attending to our own language deeper is truly powerful. The researcher summarizes such effect by concluding that observing cautious, polite, and indirect language is undeniably essential in attaining happiness and peace. And so the choice of grammar and vocabulary can be of great help in understanding the importance of right speech. But it is our compassion that transmutes language so naturally and so organically. Venerable Xing writes so beautifully about it. Good words are just like the smell of flowers, in that they infuse others with joy and happiness. In 4 Insights for Finding Fulfillment, Venerable Xing tells a great story about the power of words and also the power of listening and the choices behind it. While in this session we focus mainly on the way we speak, the importance of the art of listening is such that we need a separate session to focus just on that. And back to the story. One man came to the Buddhist bamboo grove monastery, storming and fuming, accusing the Buddha of bewitching this man's relatives who had joined the monastic order. And the Buddha listened to the man's abusive language quietly and spoke. Suppose you were visiting a friend and brought a gift, but your friend steadfastly refused to accept the gift that you brought. What would you do? And the man answered, well, if my friend truly refused to accept my gift, then the only thing I could do would be to take it back home. And the Buddha said, I refuse to accept any of the language you tried to give to me today. So all those spiteful, abusive words are yours to keep. And in using this story, Venerable Master Xing illustrates that we should never utter abusive words or fall into the hell of language created for us by others. If we can instead speak the Buddha's 4 kinds of right speech to anyone, anywhere, then we will naturally be able to dissolve the conflicts and misunderstandings that arise between people. And here they are. Speak good words that are pure and undefiled. Speak wonderful words that put an end to dissension and conflict. Speak true words that reflect the true Dharma and the right path. And speak Dharma words that bring benefit, peace, and happiness. And for us to reflect on the transforming power of language, I hand it over to Eugene to present the questions for today's discussion. Thank you. Welcome back, and I hope you all had beautiful, nourishing discussions like we did in our group. Yeah, Lichi. Awareness, pay attention to the spoken words, meditation, or mediation, respect to the differences, control behavior, emotions with calmness, intrapersonal, and gentleness, encouraging, and kindness, blessings, wholeheartedly. It's beautiful words. Thank you. And Priscilla is saying it's more important to be kind than to be right. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes emotions really direct us into the opposite directions, but this is the way. Speech, joy with purpose, speaking with purpose, with empathy, with equanimity, with compassion, and with harmony, as always. In thoughts, nonverbal cues and actions. Thank you so much. Yes, nonverbal communication, nonverbal component, they say, takes 90% of what we say. This is such a big part of our speech, not only what, but how we speak as well. Fascinating area of research as well. Thank you for that, Joe. And Bruce is saying, one person using right speech in a workplace can influence everyone's use of this thoughtful language. Absolutely. It creates that culture that we mentioned before, how we speak, that we become. And observe from Chris and watch the emotion when selecting the words before speaking. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Keep writing, dear friends. And I hand it back to Eugene to complete our session today and say our merits. Thank you.
Thank you, Katya. We really hope the check-in session was helpful to you, and we hope you experience unconditional love and compassion of this community. But for anyone who might be experiencing a greater need than what today could meet, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us, and you can also reach out to the professional organizations on the screen. And before we check out today, I would like to draw your attention to 3 things. So the first one is the 8th International Symposium on Humanistic Buddhism is approaching. It will be held from November 6th to 8th and the same is to explore humanistic Buddhist responses to modern crises. You can register online, and please note that our regular check-in session will not be held during the weekend. Also, during the regular Sunday check-in session on November 14th, our community friend Louise will lead a mindful movement 八段锦 session, which is inspired by the Buddha's care of body in the opening passage of the Diamond Sutra. And Louise has been practicing Tai Chi and Qigong for over 10 years. And last but not least, we have created an online group card to express our gratitude to Venerable Master Xingyun, the founder of Guangshan and Nanting Institute. You can write wishes and add picture to this online card, and Stacy will help us translate our gratitude into Chinese and find a way to present to the Master Xingyun. We will send you the link in the chat box and via email. So now let's check out by reciting the dedication of Maris the Gather to send love and compassion to whoever in need.
Let us now dedicate the goodness of what you have done to all living beings. May kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity pervade all worlds. May we cherish and build affinities to benefit all beings. May Chan, Pure Land, and precepts inspire equality and patience. May our gratitude and humility give rise to great vows.
So thank you everyone for joining us with right speech and with your compassion and loving kindness. Now we will have our usual post-check-in discussions. So please stay around if you have time. Otherwise, see you all again next week at 11 a.m. on Sunday.